this has been 4 weeks of amazing lecture, 4 weeks of hands-on practical, 4 weeks of diving headfirst into Web3, knowing what I'm actually doing and actually getting it. Thank you so much. This has really been amazing. I just want, please, before we end this bootcamp, give us one more assignment. I need to practice more.
Yes, of course. Every lecture comes with assignments. So thank you very much, Precious, and also every one of us that have been consistent throughout the bootcamp. We also appreciate you for attending, and we are happy that we actually impacted positively. So without much ado, I'm going to invite our able facilitator for today, of course. He started this week, Mr. Simon. Mr. Simon, please. Okay, while we wait for Mr. Simon, of course, this week he took us last lecture on decentralized finance. And of course, it was educative and of course revealing for a lot of us, especially some of us that attempted to go into trading. I hope you guys had a better understanding. Of course, before the end of the bootcamp, of course, you should have the best understanding of the DeFi space. Yes, Precious, I see you. So, Mr. Simon, are you ready for us?
Yes, please. Good evening, everyone. Okay.
Good evening, Mr. Simon.
All right. Okay, so I can just continue, right?
Yes, please.
All right. So good evening, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for everybody that has spoken this evening. Thank you for the amazing feedback. And of course, this kind of platform gives us an opportunity that forms a foundation to build our knowledge upon. The goal of this particular bootcamp was actually to create that enthusiasm, amongst us, not just dev or not just even tech people, but also create an enthusiasm within a community that seeks progress, within the people that seeks progress, and also see how we can build upon this foundation we are setting up with this bootcamp. Even when this bootcamp ends, I want to assure you that this is not the end to the knowledge, or this is not the end to what you can gain in terms of knowledge in Web3. Things are changing very, very rapidly. Something you would know to be standard yesterday, today it may no longer be standard. I'm sure, of course, we all see that from time to time, even in our own little short time in the crypto space. So you have to continually, constantly improve on the knowledge you are getting on this space. Even myself, and I'm sure some of us in the room, our president, Mr. Enoch Itete, who is also a top member of executive of this particular foundation, he doesn't rest. It is research upon research, research upon research, research upon research every day. So without wasting our time, I'll just delve into the business of today. So today is going to be more of practical approach, because the goal of this this lecture is not for us to go and write an exam. It's for us to be able to know how to do. So we're going to be looking at various platforms. So my slides are not that much, but we're going to be going straight into the practical aspect where we are interacting with projects and we're able to know or learn the how to. Now, for us to fully understand the fundamentals, or even the great knowledge, or for us to be able to appreciate the knowledge in DeFi, we should look at finance and the basic foundation of finance, where it came out from. Of course, finance over the years has metamorphosed. It has changed through the first exchange of value which is recognized or seen as trade by barter, what it means is that when I bring a particular commodity and I feel it's of value to me, you bring a particular commodity that you also feel is of value to you. But at the same time, we no longer need that particular commodity, or that particular commodity can no longer serve its purpose at that particular time for us. We can come to a particular place and exchange. So that's trade by barter. So the first thing here, or what sets that ground rule for that transaction, is value exchange. I have a thing of value, you have a thing of value. We meet at a common point and we exchange over time. So what it means is that I have rice, for example, you have maybe vegetables, or you have meat. You know, I, for example, I'm not able to, maybe I want to eat meat, you know, so I'll take a portion of my rice, you bring a portion of your meat, we exchange, so I can have meat, you can also have rice. So over time, that became very, very cumbersome. That became very, very cumbersome in dealing business. So we moved from that trade by barter to trying to having a significant physical object that can represent value. So over time, we've moved from calories, we've moved to coins, from coins to gold. So, you know, so we've we've delved into various aspects, you know, of trying to get a unit means of exchange. And if we lay on the foundation of that, we are now operating in what I call not just the future of finance, but also the very evolution of financial operations itself. So what we see now is value being changing in definition, the way we understand it. And that is what decentralized finance is all about. Value being changing in definition, the way we understand it. So value is no longer attached to anything of maybe tangibility. Values can be attached to even something that is intangibility. And that is what DeFi has, the opportunity that DeFi has given to us, that decentralized finance has given to us. So yes, of course, we can say, we will not be out of place to say, yeah, it is the future of finance. But again, the future is here upon us. And of course, we know that this particular future of finance, or this particular financial system, is built on the technology of the blockchain. Well, all of us know that the blockchain is what drives this technology. Without distributed ledger technology, without the blockchain, there will be no decentralized finance. We will not even be talking about decentralized finance as it is today. Now, having understand this, let me just take a step back again to also look at one concept of finance that most of the time we don't really picture, or we don't really understand, which is trying to understand the concept itself of fiat. Fiat, of course, when you ask anybody in crypto or anybody in the Web3 space, I say, what is fiat? They tell you, oh, fiat is the normal currency that, you know, it's being used or it's being issued within a particular country, within a particular government or country. So yeah, so that's also part of the definition of fiat. But fiat itself is actually a tool or a unit of borrowing. What it means is that the value of the fiat or the paper you have is actually sitting somewhere. Okay, let me just say it this way. What really gave birth to fiat money was the gold money, or the gold standard, right? So when you have gold, it was cumbersome in those days to be able to exchange gold openly on the market. First and foremost, the weight of the gold, and second, maybe the risk that is also involved in the exchange of gold on the open market. So for example, you are going to buy a commodity, you are carrying gold to buy that commodity. So you can imagine the risk and the weight and the cumbersome nature of that transaction. So we moved to having to now keep gold in a particular store and now exchange it for a legal tender. The legal tender representing the amount of gold you have with the goldsmith. So the paper represents the value that you have in the goldsmith. So if you understand this concept, then when you are researching or when you are doing any research on DeFi or you're even doing any research on blockchain, you will get to now understand the clear picture in clear terms, because this context, the truth is that things the foundation is nothing changed. It's just improvement on the foundation is what we are experiencing today. So we're going to be looking at the various protocols in DeFi. Why DeFi why decentralized finance is actually having that attention it is getting today. So we're going to be looking at borrowing and lending. We're going to be looking at governance, and we're going to be looking at staking. Those are the three things that we're going to be looking at today. And practically, we're going to be seeing how all those things operate within the decentralized finance space. Now, of course, we know what borrowing and lending is. Of course, we know what borrowing and lending is in the normal traditional finance. You know, you go to the bank, you drop a collateral, and the banks give you the particular finance. You pay over time and you pay interest. Now, that particular system is being controlled by, the centralized financial system, which in the case is the bank. Now, like I was trying to explain the other time, the barriers to entry, the KYC that is required, as you know your customers that is required, the the requirements sometimes could be quite cumbersome. Sometimes you cannot just easily, I don't know about other countries, but in Nigeria, you cannot just easily walk into a bank and just say you want, to borrow money. They are going to ask for so many things, so many issues before they actually give you that particular loan. But in terms of DeFi, there are protocols, that you can actually log into. The only requirement is that you have internet connectivity, and you can just interact with those platforms, and you can actually borrow and also lend. We're going to be looking at those protocols shortly. Now, governance and DeFi plays a very interacting, interesting romance. Governance being the sense that you can in DeFi or in blockchain, there is this ability for people to vote, and general consensus and general decision making is based on consensus. Unlike a case where we have systems that organize elections that we don't trust. So we have decentralized autonomous organizations. So that is what the DeFi permits. Decentralized autonomous organization. Yeah. So just a minute, please. Just a minute, please. So
guys, while we wait for our facilitator, of course, I always encourage us to use the opportunity to ask questions. But generally, you can just drop your question in the chat box, and of course, I'll look into that. Try to answer as many as I can before our facilitator is back. Okay, so please, if anybody has any question right now, please, you can just maybe raise your hand and you'll be allowed to speak. Yeah. I mean, questions like general questions, if you've had any questions you've always wanted to ask, maybe not concerning this topic, maybe concerning any other topic, please feel free. But
Okay.
facilitator is back, so okay, Precious, you can have just one question while we wait for our facilitator to set up. Precious, go ahead, just one.
Okay, so while running some nodes, I will not call them nodes, but test running some stuff, I found out that some network take longer time for confirmation. Like they will tell you for ERC20, it takes 6 blocks of confirmation. For BEP20, it takes 4 blocks. For TRC20, so I don't understand that aspect. Like, what really happens? Like, why is it like that? Why different? Even if it's practically almost the same thing.
Okay, thank you very much. Of course, part of the reason is in this class, it all has to do with the consensus of each blockchain, right? So the blockchain normally is made up of nodes. They come together, they form a governance, they decide the technicalities they want to use and they want to implement. So some network consensus allows for a certain number of, or a certain minimum number of confirmations. So some are much, while some are not. So it all boils down to the consensus, but I think this class will probably explain that when our facilitator talks about the governance. So please, over to our facilitator, please. Mr. Simon, please.
All right. Sorry for the break in transmission. So like I was explaining, talking about governance, and thank God that's the question you just asked. The Ethereum network that we see today, the blockchain itself, it has gone through several improvement proposals, which of course is referred to in the blockchain as the EIP. The EIP, that's the Ethereum Improvement Proposal. It's gone through many proposals. Now, those proposals, once they are published on the blockchain, there are governance that govern, that there are decision makers that governs that particular improvement proposal to scale through. Now, of course, like we all mentioned, there are several criteria for you to become a validator and also participate in the decision-making process of the particular network. Now, those proposals as given birth is what gave birth to many of the ERC protocols we see today. For example, ERC20, ERC 721, that's the one for non-fungible tokens, the ERC 1120, and all that. So all those things comes about the enhancement of the system. For a centralized system, for a centralized authority, they don't need anybody's input. They don't need anybody's, they don't need your input for them to make a major decision. They can just decide to just upscale the platform or the protocol without taking any suggestion whatsoever from anybody. But with the case of blockchain projects, or which DeFi, the decentralized autonomous organizations, as given to us today, we see that before an improvement is made, there are proposals that are published on the chain. Once the proposals are published, then participators can now vote. We're going to see that shortly, very shortly, in one of the protocol I'm going to open up here today. Then, of course, we look at staking. We're going to look at staking. Staking is the concept of locking up cryptocurrencies, of course, in a smart contract, to maintain a particular network. I'm going to explain that in total when I talk about staking. When we have, basically, we have two sets of consensus mechanism within the blockchain. Now, consensus mechanism just simply means the way and manner the blockchain protocol or the algorithm is followed. Just the way and manner the blockchain protocol and algorithm is just followed. That is what consensus mechanism is. So it is built on an agreed way. First of all, for Bitcoin, it is based on a consensus mechanism called the proof of work. What this simply means is that these nodes, that is this both hardware infrastructure and software, or a smart contract as the case may be, or programming, that runs on those nodes, they agree to solve a computational problem. That is how they're able to add, or validate each transaction and add blocks to the blockchain. So for Bitcoin, it is the proof of work. And with time, people have seen that, well, the proof of work, because of the competitive nature of the proof of work mechanism and also the reward, people now see how they can, because of the value of the reward, which is the mining reward that comes out of that particular proof of work process. People now see that, oh, this is a thing of value. So they invest a lot of infrastructure. Most of those infrastructure, or the computers that do those particular proof of work, they consume electricity, they consume high infrastructure demand. And these are, so people have over the time seen that, oh, this proof of work, because of the amount of energy it consumes, it is not scalable. So Ethereum decided to say, oh, instead of doing this proof of work, why don't we deviate a bit to create the proof of stake, which is what Ethereum is running on now. What proof of stake simply means is that you participate by validating the transaction on the block by becoming a validator, staking a particular part of that asset on the chain. So that is what it means. So we're going to see how you can do this through liquid proof of stake, even though you cannot participate in the main Ethereum Beacon chain, which is its 2.0 merge, because of the fact that if you're going to do the validate on the main Ethereum chain, you must have one of the least criteria is that you must have at least 32 ETH. One ETH is about 1,200 as the case may be. So 32 ETH is about $32,000, So that is also huge. But with liquid finance, using protocols like Lido, you can actually participate in staking. So we're going to see that in the course of the class. Okay, so before I go into the lending protocol, we are just going to see the core lending components. You need your wallet, Web3 wallet assets, which the wallets are like the custodian for your crypto assets. So your Web3 wallet asset or your DEX wallet asset, Web3 wallet asset, you must have Trust Wallet, MetaMask. These are the two most popular: Trust Wallet, MetaMask. So you have those wallets. So those wallets gives you access to several DEX options, right? But MetaMask is a very great Web3 wallet, and it's very compatible with a lot of crypto platforms. So you have collateral for borrowing, which are locked during a period. So this collateral are locked. And one thing you must know is that borrowing on the web DeFi platform is actually over collateralization. Over collateralization mechanism means that the asset you are bringing on the platform is more than what you'll be able to borrow out. This is the way that the integrity of the finance is kept safe. It is safe. The way that the integrity of the finance is measured is that the collateral you are bringing, whatever you are using to borrow against, must be higher as a collateral. So we are going to see why people, borrow from the borrowing platforms. Now, risk is actually a very key component. You must understand that for everything to be good, there must be something that may go wrong. So those are the things that you must put hand in hand when you are going against or when you are taking these kind of decisions. In DeFi, of course, we are talking about finance. So we just look at them, it could be investment decisions for you. Now, again, I must also reiterate that the aim of this project or this bootcamp is not necessarily for us to have, give us investment advice or investment suggestions to say, oh, okay, after this particular boot camp, this I want to invest in this based on. No, the aim is for just to have the knowledge, to be equipped with the knowledge, so that when we are making investment options, we will have informed decision. We will make informed decisions. So one of them is smart contract risk. I think I explained the last class we had. The risk, the smart contract is that things could go wrong because basically you are trusting the code. You are just trusting the code. Things could go wrong. So there are several blockchain or smart contract audits that are available. We had a Twitter space once when we spoke about blockchain smart contract audit and blockchain audit itself. So smart contract audit, what chain is your lending protocol, your borrowing protocol? What chain is this sitting on? Which of the blockchain is this sitting on? What are the risks that are inherent in that particular chain? Is it the Binance Smart Chain? Is it the Ethereum blockchain? You know, those are the things you need to look at. Then what are the risks? 2 is the liquidation risk. Whatever asset, liquidation risk, whatever asset you are borrowing against, you know, things could definitely go wrong. Now, if things go wrong with those assets, definitely, once anything affects, in fact, the protocol, the way it is designed, it is, you know, a smart contract. You can't interact with anybody. It's just the code that just operates. It's a particular algorithm that's set. Once whatever you have borrowed, once the value has dropped as against your collateral will be liquidated to pay back the loan. You know, of course, you know that the loan you're also taking, it is people's funds. We saw that when we're talking about the liquidity pool and the lending pool. So it is people's funds that is also there. So the platform or the protocol wants to maintain that people do not lose their money. People borrowing you money do not lose their money. So they set all that in the algorithm of the smart contract. So of course, the last one is asset risk. What this means is that the value of the token itself, which you have used as collateral, can also go down. Of course, we saw that during the bear season, where lots and lots of crypto projects actually went down because of the liquidity as in the capital escape from the market. So I will just take us through one of the main crypto lending platform, which is Compound, so that we can see one or two from there. So let me just change my screen sharing so that we can go to Compound. Just a minute. Oh. Just a minute. Okay. Can we all see my screen?
Yes, you can see your screen.
Yes, I can see your screen.
Okay, great. So this is the AVE lending and borrowing platform. So this particular platform, of course, you can see it's displaying over 10 billion worth of assets. It's currently being staked. $10 billion worth of assets is currently being staked on this particular protocol. So one of the things you must have at the back of your hand is your Web3 wallet. And I explained that Web3 wallet being MetaMask, Trust Wallet, basically those are the main ones. Then, of course, this particular my internet is quite slow. This particular network or blockchain that I'm currently on.
Hello, Mr. Simeon, can you hear us? Okay, I think we lost our facilitator for a minute there. I'm sure it's some technical issues and he's fixing it up as we speak. And also, like always, in the meantime, if you have a question you like clarification on, please, you can. Okay, he's back. Yeah, welcome back,
Yeah.
Mr. Sam.
Yeah, sorry about that. My internet connection got went out. Okay, so like I was explaining, I said one of the things you must have at the back of your hand is your wallet, your Web3 wallet. So at this point, it will require you to connect your Web3 wallet. So I'm trying to connect my Web3 wallet. Can we all see my screen?
Yes, you can see us.
Yes, I can see it.
Yes, I can see.
Okay. Okay. So sorry, my internet is quite. Okay, why that is coming up? This was what I was trying to explain. Same on the AVE protocol, the governance I was trying to talk about in terms of making decisions and trying to improve on the protocol. Like I said, innovation is key in Web3. Blockchain innovation and Web3, they come hand in hand. So every time proposals for improvement are always dropped and recommended on the chain. So these are various governance voting that has taken place, and you can see that everything is just open and is decentralized. There are no you don't have issue of saying, oh, Beavers did not submit what they call did not submit the to the IRF, so we are having issues of. So if we can even use this kind of thing for our election, I'm sure that by now we will not be having the issues that we are having. Okay, my Trust Wallet is just coming up. It's okay. So the purpose of this class I created a wallet, Trust Wallet, for the purpose of this class, and there are no assets in it. So one good thing about Trust Wallet is that you can actually attach it as a add-on to your browser. So you can see MetaMask there as well. This is my MetaMask wallet. This is my Trust Wallet. You can see you can also add a MetaMask wallet. Okay. I don't know. I think I'm missing my password up. But I think my Trust Wallet is connected, obviously. So my Trust Wallet is connected here. Feature I'm looking for. Okay, great. Okay, great. So you can see that from my dashboard, from my left, you have assets, to supply, which is providing assets as lending assets. And on my right, you are seeing the assets to borrow. For my wallet, the wallet I used to connect, the Ethereum wallet I'm connecting, I used to connect on this particular platform is quite empty. It's actually empty. It's a new wallet, just for the purpose of this class, just for demonstration purpose. So the assets provide the assets that when it says assets to supply, it means that the assets that you are willing to provide as you want to lend your assets so that you can get returns. These are the returns APY, the annual percentage per year, the returns that you get on the assets that you're providing to be to lend to the platform. So these are the returns you get, per year. For some, you can say USDC, you get 4%, 4.13%. Now, this asset, by the time you stake it or by the time you supply it, it is used as a loan to somebody who wants to borrow. So you get this API. This API changes with time. Intermediary changes with time. Then you can say that, yes, of course, once you provide it as an asset on the platform, you can actually use it as a collateral to actually borrow. Now, this is what I was talking about, the LTV. Now, this LTV shows the maximum amount you can borrow on this asset when you deposit it on the particular platform. So, for example, if you stake maybe 100 or 1,000 of this token of this ETH, if you stake 1,000 ETH or 1 ETH, you'll be able to borrow 75% or 77% rather of the asset is the collateral, while the 25% is what you have as a loan. Now, look at the liquidation threshold, 80%. Liquidation threshold is 80%. What it means is that no matter what, just to safeguard the position of the asset, the collateral, no matter what the liquidity of the asset that you use as loan will never go down below that particular 80. Once it gets to that 80%, then of course your position as your collateral will be liquidated to settle or pay back the particular loan. So this is where you supply your assets as. So if, for example, I have wallet, I have assets in my Ethereum wallet, I can use it to purchase or transfer this asset as USDC to hold on my USDC balance. Then, of course, I'll be waiting for my APY, which is my annual percent per year. Go back to the dashboard. Then on this side is assets that is for borrowing. Now, the same thing, you can say that USDC offering same amount, so that this is where I can now receive or borrow the amount of money that I use. So, for example, asset has been supplied. I'll see my asset balance for now. It's showing zero because there is nothing on my Ethereum wallet. So it's showing zero. So from here, I can actually click on borrow and actually borrow that particular percentage that is made available for me to borrow. Now you may ask, why would I borrow, from a platform? What can I do with that asset that I borrow? Some people are very bullish, on crypto. Some people are bullish. Oh, for example, they believe in an asset that would rise, but they don't want to now jump into that particular token with the whole of their money or with the whole of their assets. So they will come and they will deposit small here so that it will be yielding
Yeah, hello guys. I hope you guys are getting along with
Yeah,
this
can we use the opportunity to ask some questions, sir?
Okay, awesome. Just you could just populate it on the chat questions. I can see some about and I can show you get it. All right, okay. Go on, please. I will wait for the chat. Feel free to share your question. Okay, I think he's back. So just drop you on the chat box. Okay, respond. Okay, you're welcome. Can you take over? Can you take over?
Mr. Simeon, if you're speaking, we can't hear you. I don't know if you can hear us.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Oh, sorry. I think I need to change the position of my modem. So basically, basically this is how you lend on a platform. Now, I was saying something. Say, why do sometimes you may want to ask, why do people actually borrow money, borrow assets, from this platform, and what is the whole essence of it? Now, when some people are very bullish, on some particular projects, and they say, oh, that particular project may do well, but at the same time, they also want to mitigate their risk of not going on in. So what they come is that when they come here is that they deposit some part of their assets, then use a percentage part, of their asset of that particular finance they need to go to that platform and buy that particular project to yield gains when it goes up. Why their collateral on this platform is also giving them yield. The yield may not be huge, but at the same time, the security of the collateral, also the security of the funds is there for them. And when they see that they've gone past their liquidation threshold, they can quickly sell that asset for gain and come back here to liquidate their collateral and use that as a gain of particular percentage. Like I said, this is not an investment class or whatever. It's just for knowledge base, or just for us to have or grasp the knowledge. Now, talking about governance, this was what I was referring to when I said, okay, governance. There are several proposals that are being made, every time on most of these blockchain platforms. For example, in Ethereum, we see that there are different protocols. You have the ERC20, which is traditional ETH token that allows for exchange of assets. We have ERC 720, which allows for non-fungible token. So all of these improvements are based on decisions from a governance, platform like what we have now, that people that have those native tokens can actually vote to improve, the platform. So these are various proposals. So you have V2, you have, so you can visit governance V2, you see the various proposals, then you now see how the voting went. So this is not a case of, it was rigged or something. You can actually see how the voting went. You can actually go to the chain, cross-check, and actually correct. So I have various, like I was talking about on-chain analysis the last class we had. I open here Etherscan. Etherscan is to scan, is to check, various contract address for tokens or projects that are built on the Ethereum blockchain or the ERC blockchain. So I think this particular token, this particular token is Uniswap. So with this Etherscan just shows once you paste the contract address here. So how do you get the contract address? You can get the contract address from any of the platforms, or many of the coin listing platforms like CoinMarketCap, for example. So CoinMarketCap. So for example, this is CoinMarketCap. You can click on the token and get the particular contract address. You can see where my mouse is. So you copy the contract address. You can see the blockchain there, Ethereum. So you copy the contract address. You come to the scan box. And you click on it, and it will reveal every information that is available for that particular token or for that particular project. The transfers that have been made, the transaction as they are all the ongoing transactions, as it is going, everything live, from which wallet to which wallet. You can actually see that. For some of the projects, you can actually see the holders of the token. For this particular token, this Uniswap, you can actually see the holders, the address of wallet that is holding what. Majority of the holders, the majority of the token holders, you can actually see them. So it is as transparent as that. Same for Binance Smart Chain. This is for Binance Smart Chain. So you can actually do your scan and you can see all that. So basically, these are the openness of what goes on in DeFi lending. There are a whole lot of projects you can actually do. By the time we see staking, we go to staking, and we're going to look at Lido and see how you can actually stake to get a stake token, a stake version of that particular token, even though it is one-to-one, and see how the beauty and what it is being used for. So I'm going to go back to my presentation, then we'll go to okay, so staking now. We're looking at staking. So like I explained when I was talking about the proof of work and the proof of stake. Staking involves the ability to provide your asset on a particular network just to maintain the credibility of the network through staked validators. Instead of having a general proof of work mechanism where nodes of computers are actually being the one validating transactions, we have validators through their staking assets. they can participate and validate transactions on the block. Now, I explained that this is for Ethereum, this is done on the Beacon chain, and I explained that there are several criteria that has to be met for you to be a major validator on the Ethereum Beacon chain. One of them is that you must have 32 ETH. 32 ETH, one ETH is about over $1,000. So 32 ETH, you're looking at $32,000, which is actually a huge barrier for entry. Then, of course, there are several criteria and all of that. But there's what we call liquid staking. Liquid staking is an innovative concept that allows just crypto owners, asset owners like you and I to participate in the staking process and get what we call staking reward. Now, liquid staking permits you to be able to take your asset out, anytime that you feel like, anytime you deem fit, you can actually take your asset out of the particular protocol. Unlike the traditional staking where it is staked for a particular period of time. If it is 2 months, it is 2 months. If it is 3 months, it's 3 months. If it is 6 months, it is 6 months. Now, the component of liquid staking protocol often utilize staking representation of stake assets. That's stake derivatives that can be traded on decentralized exchange. What it means is that by the time you stake your token, as seen in my next slide, by the time you stake your token on the platform, on the staking platform, which one of the best, or I don't want to say best, I don't want to market any project for anybody, but one of the platforms that is well known is Lido Finance. By the time you stake, for example, you stake your Ethereum on Lido Finance. Lido Finance is on your behalf. They will now help stake on the main Ethereum blockchain. Now, because they have what they generally do is that they have pool of stakers that stake those Ethereum. Then they're able to create value out of that through a concept known as MEV, maximum extractive value. Then give you another version of Ethereum token, which is the stake it. That's ST8. Now that stake it, you can actually go to an exchange it, for any share. So the stake it is available in many exchanges like Bybit, like Binance. You can actually exchange it there and take it to your wallet, your Web3 wallet, to get what we call staking rewards. You can actually do a lot for this on the Lido Finance. So let's quickly jump into Lido Finance. So let me just quickly jump into the staking reward, the Lido Finance, so that we can see how it operates before we round up the class. Lido Finance. Yeah. Can we all see my screen?
Yes, you can see your screen.
Okay. So this is the platform, lido.fi. So you can actually scroll down to see the various, shows that on the platform we have over $20 billion worth of staked Ethereum, stake tokens. Total reward that have paid over $1 billion. We have currently, as at the time of this class, we have over 330,000 stakers. Now look at the supported networks. So you have Ethereum. What it means is that if you stake Ethereum, you get a staked version of Ethereum. We are going to see that on other CoinGecko. You see the particular Ethereum itself. It's actually merged at 1-to-1, just the way stable tokens are merged, with are pegged, with the dollar 1-to-1. So the stake version actually mirrors the token that you are staking. So it's actually merges it one, it actually mirrors it one to one. Now there are several activities that goes on the ground. There are several activities that, for example, the rebase model, the MEV, so many things happens on the ground, but just know that the stake version actually mirrors the version of the Ethereum, even though it may be some with some functional difference. Now that functional difference, some people still use it. There are people that are really deep, into this DeFi and use that as an arbitrage to also gain some minor gains. Like I said, it is very risky, but sometimes the reward can be very promising. Now, so the stake, click on stake. Of course, it will ask you to connect your Web3 wallet. One of the criteria, or one of the criteria for having this particular for one of the criteria for participating in this DeFi protocols online is that you must have your Web3 wallet as standby. Either you have a Trust wallet or you have your MetaMask wallet. My internet is quite slow. So if for Polygon Matic, you have Stake Polygon Matic. For Solana and all of that, you have the version. So I'm trying to stake this. I think my internet is quite slow. So it requires me to connect my MetaMask wallet. Once I connect my MetaMask wallet and I stake is just like swapping. I send it my Ethereum. It gives me stake version of Ethereum. Now that stake version of Ethereum can actually be seen on CoinMarketCap. Or CoinGecko. Okay. So you can see that it mirrors the current price of it at the particular trading day. So just the way it is trading, if you go to the market and see, just the way it is trading at 2,235. Sorry, I made a mistake initially when I say 1,000. This is trading at 2,232. So just a very fractional, a difference. And you can actually exchange that on the available markets, Bybit, Binance, just like that. But once you exchange it on the exchange, once maybe you buy it or you go to an exchange to swap it, you must take it to your Web3 wallet. That is the only time you will be giving staking rewards. Because on the exchange, you will not have access to staking reward. But by the time you take it to the wallet, Web3 wallet, which is your MetaMask, your Trust wallet, you'll be given staking rewards. But you can actually just do the staking here, and automatically the version of the staked Ethereum will automatically be sent to your MetaMask or Trust wallet that you use to connect to the platform itself. So basically, that is how staking operates. So before I continue, I would like to take one or two questions just before I round up. Just one or two questions before we round up.
Okay, guys, so if anyone has a question, please kindly raise your hand and you'll be called upon to speak. Okay, Osinachi, your hand is up. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Simeon. My question is
Yes.
regarding the collateral stuff.
Okay.
You say let's say I'm like depositing $1,000 USDT, and I want to borrow funds. So you mean that the funds I'll be able to borrow is just like 25% of my total overall deposit, or how much? What's the range? Will I be able to borrow from the lenders if I'm to borrow?
Okay, so this particular kind of lending is actually called over collateralized lending. It is a way the platform secures funding so that people do not overdraw beyond what they have deposited or placed as collateral. So yes, sometimes it is 25%, sometimes it is 30% of the collateral that you have deposited. And I explain why people still go ahead, because you would have wondered, oh, why would I do this? Why people still go ahead to do that? It's because sometimes when you are bullish on the token or you are bullish on the coin, you want to actually say, oh, while I'm bullish on this coin, I don't want to use all the total funds I have to do this. Let me borrow from this particular platform, knowing fully well that, yes, if you are borrowing from this particular platform, you are getting returns, APR or APY as the case may be, you are getting that returns, annual percentage rate on your particular token. It is dropping, even if 4%, you have that as collateral. Why you now use the 25% that you have, that you are being given to go and buy whatever asset or trade whatever asset you want to trade. If fine, it goes well, all well and good. But if it doesn't go well, you quickly liquidate that particular position you are quickly, because if not, if you fall below the threshold of your particular liquidation, your collateral will automatically be liquidated to repay the loans, because these loans, I told you, they are collected from other people too, to repay the source of the loans, so that at the end of the day, that money is not lost. The balance which is remaining from after collateralization will now be paid back to you. Like I said, all these things are done by smart contracts, not human. There are no human intermediaries. It's just codes that all these things are programmed into. So I hope that answers your question.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Okay, so any other person has any other question, please kindly raise your hand. Mr. Dean, you can go ahead. Mr. Dean, you can go ahead. Your hand is up.
This has been very awesome, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now. We're not hearing you before.
Okay, so my question is the liquid staking, because initially, once you stake funds, the funds are locked. Now, I think I just want to clarify my understanding of the concept that in the staking before now, that is different from liquid staking, you can still get maybe like 25% of what you staked to take out and go and trade. Now, for liquid staking, is it like 100% of what you staked is still available for you to possibly swap and do trading on decentralized exchanges? I want to get clarification on that, please. Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you. Mr. Simon, did you get the question? Or Mr. Dean, can you repeat the question, please?
Okay, my question is, staking before now is that your staked tokens are locked up. Your staked tokens are locked up, and the reward you get for staking is what you can get access to. The reward for staking is what you can get access to go and
Yeah.
trade on decentralized exchanges.
Yeah.
But
So
now I want to get clarity about the difference between liquid staking that is becoming
yes,
popular now and the
yes,
former staking as it was. So liquid
yes,
staking now, is it like you can still get 100% of what you staked to use and trade on decentralized exchanges while your funds are still staked?
yes. So Sunday, yes, I got your question. Brilliant question. Yes. You just said it. You can actually have access to 100%. Not of now, not that while you are still staked. You know that you are given a staked version of the token. That staked version becomes your asset. You can decide to retain the stake assets, the stake version, to get staking rewards. You can decide to swap it for another asset. Now, immediately you swap it for another asset, you have exited the staking. Hope you understand what I'm saying.
Yes, I'm following.
Yes, immediately you say, so you are given a staked version. It is the staked version that you are giving that you'll be using to get staking worldwide because you're actually providing support for the protocol. So, for example, you have it, you stake it, you'll be given a stake it. The stake it, you'll be getting staking reward. You can actually take the stake it. For example, maybe you see another project that you like. You can take it to any of the exchange, Bybit or Binance, and swap it. Once you swap it, you have actually exited from that particular staking. You are no longer
That means
staking again.
you cannot get the staking rewards again.
You won't get the staking rewards again, yes, because you've now swapped it. So the way it is, the liquid staking is done is such that you're also in a position to actually exit at any time t that you deem fit. Anytime t that you deem fit. So the traditional staking is that it is fixed, it is locked for 6 months or 1 year, as the case may be. It is locked. You cannot have access to the fund. But the liquid staking, immediately you swap, you can now decide to say, oh, am I comfortable with this staking reward? Or there are projects that I think that can immediately do better, and you can easily swap it. So that's why you saw it listed, the staking version of the token, you saw it listed on CoinMarketCap. What it means is that it is tradable, it's a tradable asset, a tradable entity. So it's just like a legal tender or a document to show that, yes, I'm actually staking Ethereum on a particular chain or on a particular protocol, but I can actually still use this legal tender to buy, whatever, or participate in whatever I want to participate. That was why I said that finance has actually evolved, but it still maintains the same traditional sense. And even if you look, the fiat we have today, that is what is when the government issues legal tender, it is actually being backed by either a bond or an asset. For the British pound, it is actually backed by gold. So that is how it is, even in the crypto or the Web3 space.
So what is that thing that will encourage you to leave, not to swap your staked version of the ETH? Is there like another token that is maybe has a use case utility? Maybe it's a reserve. Maybe it's a legal tender also.
Sorry, I didn't get your question.
I said, what can encourage me not to go and swap my staked ETH and then leave the liquid staking instead of maybe possibly if I keep doing the liquid staking, is there any utility token that maybe is a legal tender that I get for not swapping my staked ETH?
Yes.
That I can now use.
Yes. So I said staking rewards. So the staking rewards, some protocol will decide to give you the staking reward in the staked token version. Some will decide to give you in USDT. Some will decide that which is the dollar. So the staking reward, the staking reward, yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
So I don't know if there are any other questions.
Yes, Precious, sorry about your phone. You can always rewatch on our YouTube channel, of course. Also, we'll take, is there any other question? Please kindly raise your hand and you'll be called upon. Osinachi, okay. Osinachi will take your question. Can go ahead.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Sir, it's concerning this APR, this annual percent return. I want to understand, since it's an annual something return, let's say I'm staking for 1 month. So are they divided by per month? Like they will divide it each month, or that APR is like that 3%, I'll get it each month 3%, or I get a divided quarter of that 3.5% per month. Is that what it means? I just want to get clarification on it.
Yeah, it is actually prorated. So it's every day it changes. You can go there at 0.45%, 4.1, 4.2, 4.3 per year, but it is prorated. So for the particular period that you have left it. So if for example, it's 4.1% per year, what it means is that if you complete that 12 calendar months within the time you have done that particular investment, you will get the entire 4%, right? But if you leave it maybe for just 6 months, you get half of it. So depend on the amount of time that you left it is what the time that you left that will now determine the percentage of the entire yearly percent that you will get on that particular APR. So it is time bound.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yes, welcome.
So we take the last question. Does any other person have a question? Okay, so in the absence of any other questions, we want to first and foremost appreciate our able facilitator for his wealth of wisdom. That has been a very educative and engaging class for all of us. Please also do well to, if you have other questions that probably you didn't ask today, remember you can always reach out to any of us on Telegram. You can ask your question, and of course, we'll attend to you as soon as possible. Then also, please also do well to check your emails and the classroom announcement board for information. And thank you also very much for making our time to always attend classes. I know you learned a lot. Myself also have learned a lot. So please let's continue our engagements on the Telegram channel. It doesn't necessarily have to be the Bootcamp. I mean, first and foremost, as a member of the Ethereum community, as a member of the Telegram channel, of course, there will be more programs coming up. There will be more updates on the Telegram channel. So do well to always stay engaged on the channel. If you have questions outside the Bootcamp, any question about Web3, or you need explanation on any concept you come about as you explore the space, of course, you can also reach out on Telegram, and we'll do well to guide and answer your questions. So, and also, most importantly, subscribe to our YouTube channel, because a lot of content, all our workshops, all our bootcamps, all our in-person events are always streamed on the YouTube channel. So you can always find wealth of knowledge, and also wealth of knowledge on the Web3 space, and also our event on the YouTube channel. So, and also on our Twitter channel, also remember we always have engaging Twitter spaces. So it's profitable to always also follow us on Twitter probably on your notifications so that you get notified on all information that we release out there. Yes, and also we have a Discord channel. For the people that were in the last workshop we had with the graph. Remember, he mentioned about some gift item for a trivia he would be doing. So, of course, we'll reach out to you guys via emails because the graph was very particular that it should only be for people that attended the workshop online. So those that attended the workshop will reach out to you via email. And of course, you join our Discord channel. And on the Discord channel, you will have the opportunity to participate in the graph trivia and also win exciting prizes there. So for the rest of us, please do well to always check our emails, engage on the Telegram, and if you have any questions, you're always free to ask on the Telegram channel. So once again, thank you guys for attending, and we appreciate, of course, our lead, Stenok. We appreciate all he's doing. He made it possible for all of this to happen. So we appreciate him once again, and also our facilitator who has done well in providing deeper insights into the world of decentralized finance. We also appreciate you. And thank you very much, guys, and do have a wonderful evening.